Episode 5 is titled Mendings, Major and Minor. The overarching events of this episode have to do with the alumni that are visiting break bills and are acting as mentors. Students are trying to put their best foot forward to attract a good mentor, as there are limited cool jobs post-graduation. As an example, Quentin's mentor is a magical podiatrist versus Alice has an aunt, Genji, that runs basically a Camp David before magicians. Dean Fogg tracks down Alice, who departed the school at the end of episode 3. Alice is confused as to why he cares about what she's doing, as she wasn't invited to attend the school at all. She actually broke in using one of her parents' alumni keys and attended the exam and started attending the school that way. Dean Fogg tells her it's not because they didn't want her, it's that after the death of Charlie, he didn't want her family to face more hardships due to the school. He convinces her to come back for at least a week to give it a try because Alice is really a good fit for the school. Penny gets a traveler mentor that claims to be the last traveler to have attended break bills in the last 30 years. He warns him that traveling will lead to an early death and encourages him to get a tattoo that limits him to only being able to astral project. Margot forces Quentin to join the Physical Kids Welters team, which is basically a version of Wizard's Chess that has two teams competing to clear a board magically. Performing well will get the attention of mentors. Alice, now back at school, delivers Quentin a message saying that, hey, your dad is sick. And then Quentin leaves the school and goes to visit him, and then he finds out that his dad has an aggressive form of brain cancer that isn't treatable. His dad reminisces about a model airplane that Quentin broke as a child and was flown by his namesake, Quentin Roosevelt, during World War I. He laments that sometimes trying to fix something will only make it worse. Julia, once again being kicked out from magic, is not doing well and is finding online sketchy spells and trying them out and having them backfire horribly. And one of the times this happens, she calls Pete over to help bandage her up. They have a moment which leads them to hooking up, but not before Julia says, hey, give me the information of another hedge. Quentin is so distracted by his father's diagnosis that he almost misses the Welters game. Margot finds him before it's too late and brings him to the game. When it's his turn, he creates a massive black hole that wipes the entire board and immediately wins the game, even though winning Welters is something that all the students have been wanting to do to get the attention of the mentors. Quentin isn't happy at all. It's at this moment that he gets reminded that, hey, magic comes from pain. And the reason he did so well in the game is because he is dealing with an awful lot of pain of his dad's diagnosis. Julia goes to the other magical hedge safe house and finds them to be sorely lacking. The amount of magic they have is nothing compared to what Marina had, and they are useless. She calls Pete up. Pete tells her that you're not going to find anyone better than that in the city, and that if she wants to find better magic, she's going to have to run away to another continent. He offers to go with her, after their moment of shared intimacy, thinking that there might be something there. But Julia immediately turns him down, saying, whoa, 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 I'm still in love with my boyfriend. Pete is really confused because he's like, how can you still say you love your boyfriend after we just hooked up? Pete then spills the beans to Marina. Quentin is desperately trying to figure out how to cure his dad's cancer, even going to his mentor saying, hey, is there a way to do something? And she tells him, I'm sorry, no. Cancer is intrinsically a part of the body, and it's a very hard thing to do, so no one's been able to do it. He attempts to work out a cure by practicing on Cancer Puppy, a dog that has been enchanted to stay a puppy forever but not protected from illnesses. When he tries the spell on Cancer Puppy, it leads to the demise of Cancer Puppy, and it's very sad. After 150 years, Cancer Puppy passes. Julia runs into her boyfriend at a cafe and goes to talk to him, and he doesn't recognize her at all. It seems like Pete spilling the beans to Marina led to Marina wiping his memory of her in order to protect their magical secret. So Julia is not doing so well. She has no magic and she just lost her boyfriend. Penny tries astral projecting and follows the voice of a woman crying out for help and finds out that the woman is Victoria, one of the missing third years, and she has been captured by the Beast. And she is the last traveler that attended break bills. So apparently his mentor was not telling the entire truth. Dean Fogg gives a lecture that magicians are the instrument and the medium, the chisel and the marble. They fix what they can. Although you can do many amazing things with magic, magic is not the end-all be-all. There are some things that are still beyond the scope of even magic. Quentin goes back to his dad, knowing that he doesn't have a way to help him. And his dad expresses that his dying wish is to see his son being happy, and he knows that getting a degree in finance is not what's going to keep him happy. He knows that Quentin is always happiest when he's nose deep in his fantasy books or practicing his magic tricks. This is when Quentin reveals that he has magic, that magic is real. He tells him that he's been going to Brakebills, not Yale, and in a heartwarming moment, he fixes the model airplane that he broke as a child using minor mending. Since life must go on, Quentin goes back to class and ends up getting paired with Alice. They're still on rocky terms, but they're gonna have to work on a project together. Penny seeks him out as he's trying to get more information about Victoria, the missing third-year traveler, and shows them a sigil he drew from the room that she was being held captive in, and Quentin recognizes that, hey, that sigil is Ember's sigil. Ember, one of the gods of Fillory, and he thinks that Penny went to Fillory.